Good afternoon. The lower house of Parliament has shelved a bill that would have shortened the working week by 2.5 hours, dealing yet another blow to the fragile socialist-led minority government, which is struggling to pass the reforms it had pledged through a fragmented Parliament. In a vote late yesterday, opposition lawmakers united with the regional Catalan party Junts per Catalunya against the cornerstone legislation championed by the Labour Minister Yolanda Díaz and the main trade unions, preventing it from reaching the floor for debate. However, Díaz vowed to reintroduce the measure, lowering the cap on weekly work hours to 37.5 from the current 40, or half an hour less per day, and called Junts' veto incomprehensible. Junts, which seeks Catalonia's succession from Spain, but sometimes backs the central government, joined the Conservative People's Party and the far-right Vox for a 178 to 170 majority. Opponents argued that small businesses and farmers would be unable to shoulder the higher costs derived from the policy, leading to job losses and jeopardising the welfare state. This parliamentary debate, the latest of several, comes as Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez courts parties to help him pass a budget that is more than 2 years overdue, whilst he tries to distance himself from corruption scandals that have dogged his third term in office. Meanwhile, Sanchez's wife, Begoña Gómez, yesterday denied in court misusing public funds by hiring a personal assistant in an embezzlement probe. The long-running investigation is one of several into Sanchez's family and former close allies that have embarrassed the Prime Minister and heaped pressure on his government. Judge Juan Carlos Pinedo set off the saga in April last year by opening an investigation to determine whether Gómez exploited her position as Sanchez's wife for private benefit. A fire broke out in the early hours of this morning in Benalmádena, forcing the preventative evacuation of several homes. Around 200 people were moved to safety. They began returning home at around 8:30 this morning. Rail company ADIV reported the C1 line closed due to the fire being close to the track. It has now since reopened. Firefighters were called just after 2 a.m. to assist with a blaze affecting pine trees and reed beds near the motorway in the Los Peñones district. Meanwhile, firefighters worked for over 4 hours last night to put out a fire at an underground car park on the Orihuela Costa. The incident was reported just after midnight near the Agua Marina shopping centre. There was material damage, with 4 vehicles burning and 10 others damaged. And drivers in the Mar Menor area are facing traffic problems due to ongoing work at the Pilar de Horadada tunnel on the AP7 motorway. The disruption will last until Monday, the 23rd of September. The Ministry of Transport is installing new control and safety systems in the tunnel as part of a €3.5 million project funded by the EU's Next Generation programme. The carriageway towards Alicante has been closed since Monday, and from 7 a.m. on September 22nd, the Cartagena-bound side will also be completely closed. That's the latest from TRE. I'm Bob James.